Having absolute truth or a fixed reference point is important. Someone told me one time if the importance of having something absolute to go by, it can be illustrated by if you put a person in a room and it's pitch dark and you blindfold them and you say you have to find yourself out of the room. If there's a fixed point, if there would be a table in the middle of the room, you could start at the table and you could go out one direction, come back to the table, go out another direction, come back to the table. But if every time you walked away from the table got moved, you would have a hard time finding your way out of the room. But if the table is a fixed point in the room, eventually you'll find your way out because you have that fixed reference point. And that's a little bit the way it is with truth. If we have a fixed truth and we know this is true, then when things get confusing or we're not sure what to do, we can always come back to that point of, but we know this is true, and we can start there and discover more truth. One time, a number of years ago, four of us men went north of Sandy Lake moose hunting. We flew in our Cessna 206 to a small lake there, and we camped on an island out in the lake. And we were hunting around the lake there, and the second or third day, Amos Esh and I decided we wanted to go back to another lake that was, I don't know, maybe a mile through the bush. And there was a little stream that went between the two lakes, and so we can just follow that stream and we'll go over, we'll hunt on that other lake, and then we'll come back. Well, we headed over there and we were walking along the stream and there were weeds that we were walking on, but those weeds were floating weeds. They were on top of, there was water underneath them. And we were walking and every once in a while we'd go down through a hole in the weeds and into the water. And so we decided, this isn't working. One of us was carried the guns and the other one walked ahead and tried to find where the holes were. And eventually we decided, enough of that. We're going to go into the bush and walk where the ground is solid. So we went into the bush and we were walking and walking, and we were saying, we should have been to that lake already. Where is it? So Amos got out his compass and looked at the compass, and he said, well, Merle, that lake is straight behind us. I said, it can't be. Like, we just came from there. We know it's not behind us. He said, well, I think we're walking in circles. And I said, well, psychologically, I can't turn around and go back. I can't make a 180-degree turn and go back the way we came. That just doesn't make sense to me. So let's do a 90-degree turn and we'll walk a little bit that way. And then if we don't come to the lake, we'll do another 90-degree turn and we'll see what happens. So we did that. And when we made the second 90-degree turn, we didn't go very far until we went up over a little hill, and there was the lake. So I think what was happening is we were walking, and as we get to that hill, we just kind of turn, and so we were going in circles. Well, we got to the lake, we hunted until dark, and then we were coming back. Then I told Amos, now we're in real trouble because we got lost in the bush in the daytime. Now we're going to try and walk back to the lake where we started in the dark. Like, we're going to get lost for sure. No, he said, we won't get lost. We'll get a reading off of our compass, and then we'll look at a star and the moon, and we'll get that moon and the star lined up, and we'll just walk in a line following the moon and that star, and that'll get us back to the lake where we started, where we're camping. So we started walking. Well, what was the flaw in our strategy? Well, we had quite a ways to walk, so it was going to take some time. First of all, the moon moves, right? Secondly, unless you're following the North Star, the stars rotate. So we were following a line that wasn't a fixed line, it was moving. But it didn't move that much that we missed our lake completely. We came out to the lake we were looking for, but we were kind of way down shore from where we would have liked to be. And we came back, and the other men were sleeping, so we yelled and yelled and called them. Finally, one of them heard us and came over and picked us up in a canoe and took us across the lake to our campsite. So We got back, but it would have been easier and faster if we had had a fixed point to follow. And that's how it is in life. If we have absolute truth to follow, it guides us on a path that gets us to where we want to be.